Hi, my name is Sachin Mishram, and in this basic XD training course, I will give you all the skills you need to build everything from a wireframe to a full figilated design. In part 1 of this basic series, we will begin by exploring all of the workspace layouts, panels, and tools. If you don't have any experience with Adobe XD, that's okay, there's no need to worry. I will take you through the process step by step. You will also want to make sure you have installed the latest version of Adobe XD. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's begin by creating a new document in Adobe XD. XD, like most Creative Cloud applications, has this helpful home screen that opens up automatically when you first open the application. This is the place you will come to create a new document or quickly access one you might already have. To get you started, what you will want to do is come here to the lower area where it says Start a New Design. You will see there are 4 classes of artboard sizes that you can choose from. For each class, like mobile, there is a drop down and there are some common devices listed in that drop down. Don't worry if you don't see the size of artboard that you are looking to work with. You can always enter that with custom values or update it later along once you are in the document. For now, I'm going to come to this post site custom size, and without defining width or height, I'm just going to click on the icon. This will create an empty document in Adobe XD that I can now work with. Here in this default document, there are a variety of ways I can come in and start to add artboards on the canvas. As I come here on the left, I can see that there is a tool panel. If I come to the second icon from the bottom and just roll over it, I get a tooltip that shows me it's the artboard tool. It also indicates what shortcut key I might be able to use. So back here on the design canvas, if I type A on the keyboard, it's going to switch to the artboard tool. If I want to go back to the pointer tool, I can hover over it and see what the tooltip is. It's the letter V. So if I now come back on the main canvas, I can type V to toggle back over to that selection tool. I do not want to have the artboard tool, so I will type A once again on the keyboard and switch to that artboard tool. Notice on the right hand side, I have properties or a properties inspector that allows me to see the choices I have creating this artboard. I can go with any of the sizes that I see that here are, or if I just click and release, it will also use the default size. So if I click and release on the canvas, I get that first artboard. Looks like it's for mobile device and iPhone X. Another handy shortcut key will be to toggle between whatever tool I have selected and the hand tool, which allows me to move my content around on the canvas. For that, I'm going to hold the space bar so that I see the hand tool and just press and drag to move the first artboard over to the left hand side of the screen. Now that I have done that, I can go and do a few things. I can add a second artboard of the same size just by clicking and releasing on the canvas once again. So if I came here and just clicked and released, it would continue to add an artboard that is the same size as does the one I have just added. I can also come and just duplicate the current selected artboard. So with that second artboard selected, I can hit Command on Mac or Control on Windows and the letter D, which will duplicate the currently selected artboard. And now that I have a sense of how you would go about getting started from scratch with a brand new XD document, let's switch over to opening an existing document when I have some exercises that I would like to work with during this course. If you don't really need this starter file, you can close this document by clicking on the close box in the upper right hand corner of the application. And it brings me back to that home screen where I can see that recent document that we have just created together. Now let's just open up an existing design file from your computer. Then selecting open from your computer. From there I'm going to browse to the directory where I have saved that file, Click on it and then click to open. If when you open up the file, you notice that the assets panel is already open. You can close it by toggling the first icon on the lower left hand side that opens and closes the assets panel. The file you just opened up is considered a local document. You also have the option of saving it in the Creative Cloud, which would give you the advantage of easily sharing and collaborating on the source design with other people. You can also access your work on multiple computers when you log in with your Adobe ID and your files in the cloud. To save this as a cloud document, what you want to do is pull down under my file and just select Save As. If you are on a Windows machine, you will want to click on the hamburger menu on the upper left and then click on Save As. Notice just below it is Save As Local. So the Exit team is encouraging you to leverage cloud document. If I go in and select Save As, I can come in and give it a name. XD Basics 01, so it doesn't get confusing. Now we'll go ahead and click on Save. From here, you will notice that here towards the top, the file is saving to the cloud. I can tell that it's a cloud document because it's got this cloud icon. At any time, I can come in and change the name by clicking on it here in the header and then assigning a different name, which will rename it in the cloud if I wanted to. Another advantage of cloud documents is as I work, my changes will be saved to the cloud seamlessly in the background. So let's see if we can make some dramatic changes here just for a moment. I'm going to select some components, maybe delete them and pause for a moment. Notice that I have an asterisk which is indicating that the file that I have now has been changed from the last time it has been saved. If I stop working for a moment, a background performance is going to go in and save the changes of what I have just done up to the cloud. So let's say I have made some changes that I didn't like and I want to undo those changes or roll back to an earlier version. If I come here in the header of the file, notice that towards the right of the name is a drop down. If I click on it, it brings up the document history window. In here, I can come and see any of the micro saves or background saves that might have occurred for the file. What can I do is just roll back to that earlier version. If I click on the menu item here, notice that I can open it in a new window and I can confirm that indeed it's something that I do want to roll back to. I can also come in and name it as a bookmark. So if I select name this version, I might call it before artboard delete and I will hit return. That's now been saved as a bookmark. That will be retained with the file for the history of that file here in the cloud. Any of the micro saves that we are looking at, as it says here, will be retained automatically for 30 days. So if I don't think to come and bookmark particular changes, I can always come in and audit those micro saves and find the one that rolls back far enough to the version that I have been looking for. As I mentioned a bit earlier, XD is broken down into 3 workspace layouts: Design, Prototype and Share. I can see them indicated here in the upper left hand corner. If I click back on Design, it will bring me back to the Design workspace. Now XD is all about designing at the speed of thought, which means your application shouldn't get in your way. Speed with which you can access content on the canvas and perform some complex operations has a lot to do with that. Another has to do with its context-specific user interface, or in essence, the way that the UI exposes only the options that relate to the object you have selected or the task that you are focusing on. This avoids that cockpit experience that some of the older Adobe applications like Illustrator and Photoshop suffer from, where you have so many UI elements visible, it's hard to know what to do when. A context-specific interface is much more peaceful and much less cluttered, but it has some nuances that sometimes you can miss. So let's cover some of those nuances. Let's begin by navigating the design canvas. There are a number of shortcut keys that make this possible. To begin with, I can see everything on my design canvas by selecting under View here. Zoom to the dot. On a Windows machine, you will see some of the same option in the upper right hand side of the application, where there's the view percentage value and then a drop down window for viewing options. Notice there's a shortcut key there. To the right hand command on Mac or control on Windows and then number 0. We are currently at that zoom level. So if I select it, nothing really changes on the canvas. Notice on the upper right hand corner, I can see the percentage zoom that's currently applied. We are at 36%. When I want to zoom in onto some specific content here on the canvas, I want to use that magnifying tool. I can access it here on the lower hand corner of the tools area. There's also a shortcut key. Notice that holding the Z key is going to bring up that magnifying glass. So we'll come back on the design canvas and then holding down the Z key, I just want to press and drag around this first set of artboard. When I release, it's going to zoom me in. So notice we are now at 75% to that area that I selected. From there, holding the space bar is going to temporarily convert my tool to the hand tool, where I can press and drag to move the content here. A little more towards the left. To get back to the selection tool, I will type V on the keyboard. So I have that pointer selected again. One of my favorite shortcuts in XD is using command on Mac or control on Windows and then number 3 to resize a selected amount of content to fill the screen. To do so, I am going to click on the dots there on the upper left hand corner. That allows me to select that current artboard. From there, I am going to hit command on Mac or control on Windows and the number 3. That's going to zoom me in. I can now come in and just press and drag up in order to see the artboards that are there below. With all that said, let's now take a closer look at all of the tools here in this tools panel. If you have used XD for any amount of time, you will probably realize that new features are added to the product just about every month. In October 2020, the XD team replaced the Assets panel with the Libraries panel. The Library panel is in the same spot that the Assets panel was and can be opened by clicking here in the lower left hand corner on the first icon. With this open, you will notice I am in the Document Assets area and I can see colors, character styles and some components that are defined early on as I was building up this file. The big difference that you are going to see with the new Libraries panel as it compares to the Asset panel is that you can click here on the upper left hand corner and come up a level in the Libraries panel. This allows you to save out a library to actually browse and bring in libraries, share libraries with others. That's all managed here from this interface. So if you want to go back to the assets that I have defined for this particular file, you can do that by clicking on Document Assets. Let's check out the panels that we have here in this application. To begin with, I have the Properties Inspector panel and that's on the right hand side. You'll see that this is persistent. It's going to be there in all of the workspace layout that I have. What you see inside the panel definitely will change based on which workspace I have and what type of object I have selected and where I am in the hierarchy structure of that object. Moving over to the left hand side, here towards the bottom there are 3 icons. If I click on the first icon, it takes me to the Assets panel and I can see that that's where I am at because of the label on the upper left hand corner. The Assets panel will contain all of the assets in this current document and we'll get into the details of this a little later on the course. Moving on to the next icon there below the Assets panel is the Layers panel. So when I click on that, notice that I can see all the artboards and any objects that might not be on the artboard but are there on the design canvas. If I come in and click on the individual item on this artboard, notice each time that I click on or double click, it's going to tunnel me into a hierarchical structure of the Layers panel. If I want to step back out of where I am in the hierarchy, I can always hit the Escape key, which moves me up. You can see that in the Layers panel until I am up towards the root of the artboard. Let's say I wanted to jump to the first onboarding artboard here. What can I do is click on it once to select it, and then we are going to use that magnification, that zoom trick that I have showed you. So I'm going to hit command on the Mac or control on Windows and then number 3 to actually zoom into that particular artboard. So with it selected here in the Layers panel, I hit that keyboard command. If I want to go back to the section where we were just earlier, I will come back to that one below here, second onboarding artboard, and click on it in the Layers panel. Then hit command or control or 3 once again to bring me back or focus me there on the hotbar. And the last panel that I want to talk about is the plugins panel. This is the icon all the way towards the bottom. All this allows you to load in individual plugins and interact with them on the design canvas. If at any time I want to close out the panels here on the left, I can always use a handy shortcut, which is Command on Mac or Control on Windows, and the letter Y is going to toggle that panel close open here on the design canvas. Hopefully you have enjoyed this tutorial. I will come with more new tutorials in the coming weeks, so please subscribe to my channel. Please give a thumbs up to this video if you like it. I will see you soon.